Call the meeting to order and call on Councilman Broughton to lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Counselor Brown.
Here.
Counselor Jennings.
Here.
Counselor Broughton.
Here.
Counselor Watson. Counselor Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here. Approval of the December 14th regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve December the 14th regular meetings.
Second.
I have a motion by Counselor Barton and a second by Counselor Broughton to approve the December 14th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Jennings?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Barton?
Yes.
The motion passes and the approval of December 14th, 2020 regular meeting minutes are approved.
The next item is proclamation that I'm going to give to Chris Griffin. I'm going to read the proclamation first, and then I'm going to ask you to come down front and I'll present it later. In recognition of meritorious service to the citizens of the City of Brewton and its residents, whereas the City of Brewton seeks to support and encourage outstanding leadership and dedicated service to its residents, and whereas Chris Griffin began his work for D.W. McMillan Memorial Hospital in 2003, and whereas Chris Griffin dedicated his efforts to improve medical care in a challenging economic climate for rural hospitals and serve the citizens of Brewton, and whereas Chris Griffin is now leading efforts countywide as Chief Executive Officer of the Escambia County Healthcare Authority to improve the healthcare system for the citizens of Escambia County through the most challenging year in the last century, and whereas the city enjoys a quality of life enhanced by excellent medical professionals, administrators, and facilities, and expanding access to services in the greatest healthcare crisis to face the nation in our lifetime, now therefore be it proclaimed by the mayor and council that Chris Griffin be honored by the city and all its residents, proclaimed this 20th day of December 2020.
Get out of the way.
Come on, take pictures.
Y'all welcome to stay, but most people don't, but you're welcome to. Next item is to approve an engineering service agreement with Barge Design Solutions for the Airport Navy project. That's resolution number 20-1228, and I'll call on Earl Lynbrook.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. What we're asking for this afternoon, we're needing to replace what the neighbor refers to as the crash house at Brewton Airport. It was built back, I'm not exactly sure when, but let's just say the 60s. And it's sadly in disrepair, and to use maybe a military and Navy term, it doesn't mean commission anymore. It's not up to ADA standards. It's got no motel air conditioner, no ductwork in it. I could go on and on. But in my opinion, it's about 10 years overdue of freshen up, a little more floor space. They also attached to it is a garage that's big enough to put their little one-ton fire truck in. Well, the one they've got now, it won't quite fit in. It's a little longer than our garage, so that's not working either. So what we want to do, we've already got some quotes to just demo that building and start on that site. We have water, sewer, electric there, and we want to design from an engineering architectural standpoint a new building, and to house that 3-4 man. They call it the crash crew, and what that means is their EOT firefighters. They're kind of cross-trained in both of those. And if the Navy's practicing at the Brewton field, they have to be present. So they have to be ready at all times in that building. They use it, let's just say daylight dark 5 days, just rarely on the weekend. A few Saturdays, catching up some of their hours. But what we need today, that's just a little history on it, but what we're asking for today, we want to go out and design, do the engineering design and write up the specs and get it in the form of a bid package where we can take bids and see what it's worth. And what we're asking the mayor and the council for is to give the mayor the authority to get the engineering design done where we can have a biddable package. Now, I can go on and on, but I'll take questions.
What's the cost associated with the engineering portion of the project? Ballpark figure.
I thought it was up there, ballpark 70. We've got the quote now that's up there 69.
Okay.
And that's not just for the engineering and the architecture. That'll be for project management through the construction, oversight and management, all the way through the construction. To draw it up, spec it up, do all the printing and drawings, and manage the project.
But that's not the cost of the building, that's just...
That's not the cost of the building. We've been using the figure $500,000 and that would include this number and the building for the finish, the complete project. Now, we won't really know what it's worth until we can take some bids. I may be going too far out on the diving board, but I think it'll come in somewhere in the 400 range, maybe 4.25, the pure building part, not including this.
So what we have now is not adequate for the pilots coming in with their planes.
Say that again.
It's just not adequate at this point for the pilots coming in. If there was an emergency, if there was a plane coming in.
Well, no. The pilots, per se, they don't ever come in that building. That's for the EMT.
Right, I'm just saying that if there was an accident there, we really are not prepared well.
Well, they're certainly not housed well, that's true. And they use it, there's more things involved there other than the accident component. They have an office and a computer and a printer. And when that building was built, there wasn't an office. And they've got quite a bit of radio gear. And that used to be one radio that we could set right here. Now the radio gear it's in a box, a rack big as a refrigerator. It just has grown. And they have they call it their PT requirement, physical training that they have to keep up. And these guys will they evaluate them on their training, being fit to respond and the Navy requirement. But I've seen them to do that, like in the summer, they get out there and work their weight machines and run, and they just be soaking wet with sweat. Then they have to go in and take a shower. Well, the shower in this building was built kind of like an eye wash station. It was only there if you got some foam or fuel or something on you and you need to get it off. It was never meant for grown people to take showers all times of the day. And the shower was like a phone booth. And every respect of that building is so far behind the time. They can't go to town and eat. They have to bring their lunch, either warm up something or prepare something. And it's got a little 2-foot stove and a refrigerator and a microwave, the same. Well, that used to be the kitchen. Well, now that's the kitchen and the office. It's a mess.
So it's over 50 years old.
Oh, yes. Mr. Jack Hines Sr. built it in the airport. It was in Barge and Tim Northmire's early Jim. More Barge at the time. It's really not repairable. We thought about repairing it, but the windows are insufficient. The plumbing would be, if we go into it, we have to build an ADA bathroom, American Disability Act. So the plumbing would get all inadequate, and we'd have to get into the slab. The windows aren't good. There's no ductwork in it. It wasn't. We looked at it about fixing it and adding on.
So-
It just went out of control.
What, are you gonna tear it down and rebuild?
Yes. We've got a quote from the same guy that pulled down like Northmire's where you build it for about building. Take the debris to the landfill.
Brooke, is there funding set aside how's that earmarked in the financial coffers to handle stuff like this?
It's in the reserve budget for us to do this, which has been passed by the council, so we have line items for it. The Navy will, over time, and we have some representatives here if you would like to speak with them, over time, they will be paying us for use of this building.
They estimate, their real estate department did they call it a hypothetical appraisal. Otherwise, if we build what they want, what they expect it to look like, then it should be worth about $3,000 a month back to the city. And they're willing to increase that at a cost of living 2% a year. So every 10 years, every 5 years, we get a 10% increase. And that's a kind of a forever tenant. It will go on and on. We do have, there is a money stream paid. If the city has to go acquire funds, we'll have that $3,000 plus the increases. We just signed a new lease with a 25-year lease. If you want to look at it, it took $36,000 a year. That'd be about $1 grand, and then multiply that by 25. I think it'd be about maybe approaching $1 billion back over that. So it's not necessarily a money-making scheme, but it would be a good long-term investment for the city.
Any other questions?
And let me say this, Mr. Mayor, we've got Michael Cole over here. He's with Barge Design. They're currently our airport engineer design. We've got two representatives here from Whitefield. If y'all want to expand it, got all the people here with the answers.
I'm good.
All right, go there.
I'm good.
Okay, if not, that's resolution number 20-1228.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 201228.
A second.
Motion by Counselor Broughton, second by Counselor Jennings to approve Resolution 201228. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Jennings?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Barton?
Yes.
Then the approval for Resolution 201228, an engineering service agreement with Barge Design, is approved.
Thank you, and I appreciate y'all coming up from Whitefield today. We appreciate everything y'all do.
We thank you.
The next item is to approve demolition of real property located at 118 Lynbrook, and I call him Steve Uhouse.
Mayor and Council, last council meeting, I came before you, sharing with you details about the property on 118 Lynbrook, property set for demolition. We left that meeting with a pledge that our city attorney and I would review the file to make sure that everything was in order there, and everything is in order. All the boxes have been checked, and the I's dotted and the T's been crossed. It's our desire that the property at 118 Lynbrook be enhanced and improved. Been in multiple conversations with prior landowners, and they're wanting to get the land back in their name. They have plans to fix it up and to clean it up. I have a clear conscience that the city voted this evening to go ahead and demolish the property, that we're in good standing and everything is in order. We can go the extra mile and take an additional step and grant them a bit of an extension of time to prove that they're serious about this and they're going to be responsible in their actions. We extended them until early in February. They could prove to us that they are serious about the actions, and then we can grant them the time to restore the property. Having said that, it's going to be an extreme makeover to get that place up to par. I can have bids ready and demolition set to go with the green light on February the 9th, if this council so deems it appropriate to extend that time to the family to get their affairs in order. If not, if you want to vote on it tonight and go ahead and demolish it, I can get bids and we can proceed with it. But I'm confident the council will do the right thing in the interest of being responsible and fair.
Since that's from my district, I want a motion to approve the demolition on February the 9th.
Second.
I have a motion by Counselor Brown, a second by Counselor Barton. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Jennings?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Barton?
Yes.
So the resolution 201228 to demo 118 Lynbrook is approved to begin on February 9th, 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Steve, if you would let the family know that date, that would be helpful. Next item is to approve a wage increase for the City of Brewton employees of 2.5%. That is, it's already passed in the fiscal year 21 budget effective January the 1st, and I'll call on the city clerk.
Councilors, this was voted on and approved in our budget for this fiscal year. We always wait till after the first quarter to review our financials. The raise would go into effect in January, the first full payroll in January, so that actual date turns out to be around January 15th. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Brooke, you said in the last year, in the fiscal year, we were not devastated financially from COVID, is that correct?
That's correct. Luckily for us, we are smaller, so we did not get the lodging tax hits or the sales tax hits that maybe some cities near us got.
So what you're saying through COVID, our city fared pretty good?
We have so far. Obviously, I can't predict what January will look like, but thus far, we've been in pretty good shape. We have not seen a major dip in any of our tax revenues, which is where some of the other cities are suffering. Is there any further discussion?
How long has the yearly, the 2.5% increase, how long has that's been going on for decades?
Many years. I mean, I know over 10 years probably that it's been passed. You know, I haven't been here that long, but I know it's been quite a long time, every year that they have received this increase.
No other question. That's resolution number 20-1228-2.
I'm a motion to approve Resolution 20-1228-2.
Second.
I have a motion by Counselor Brown, a second by Counselor Broughton to approve Resolution 20-1228-2. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Jennings?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Barton?
Yes.
Resolution number 20-1228-2 to approve a wage increase for City of Brewton employees is approved.
The next item is to approve an engineering and planning agreement with Goodwyn Mills and Cawood for the Dogwood Hills property. That is the property where originally we were going to put the Provalis project, the old golf course. Under this agreement, they will, this is the same company that has done our last 2 5-year plans. So they will hold public hearings, meetings in each of the districts and at City Hall to get input from the public. They will do studies on what may best fit on that property, prepare a report, and bring that report back to the council for whatever action the council may want to take. That's resolution 20-1228-3.
I think it's moving too quick, me personally. I think we should have more dialogue with the stakeholders and find out if it's even worth moving forward at this time. I don't see any point in spending.
I'm sorry, David, I just really can't hear you.
I think it's moving kind of quick at this point. I would like to get more input from the stakeholders to see if it's something that the community in the town has an interest in doing. I think to spend $15,000 to find out what a firm thinks is the best use, I think is a little premature. I think it's going to be a hot button issue, and I'd like to get more feedback from the community myself.
Well, I understand, and I'll be honest with you, the discussion is really out of order, but to answer the question, it's the stakeholders are all the citizens of Brewton, and to try to get feedback from everyone, it seems to be better to have an impartial company that's professional in this. Was the reason I brought it to the council, to go to each of the districts so it makes it easy for them to come to the meetings as we have done in the past, and then to give us their feedback. If the council at that point wants to hold additional meetings or whatever, that obviously the council is welcome to do that too. Or if the council doesn't want to use that, we can proceed and not have any information.
Mm-hmm. David, you said you would spearhead that?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. And so after that, if we spearhead that, we still may come back with this resolution?
Yeah.
When you say
Quite possibly, yeah.
When you say spearhead, you're going to have meetings, city?
Hold on one second. Let's either get a motion for the resolution, or there shouldn't be any discussion without a motion. Hearing no motion, meeting's adjourned.